Hello and welcome to the latest Summer of STEAM 2019 video. Today we're learning about engineering. In this video, we learn how to create our own bioplastics with some help from our friends over at Flavorful Science. For today's experiment, you will need gelatin, a spoon, we used a wooden one, a container with a lid, a pot, a quarter cup, and a tablespoon measure. After you have all the supplies, make sure you have these things: an adult to help you, eye protection, a well-ventilated area, and a fire extinguisher on hand. Start by adding 75 milliliters of water to a pot. This is the same as adding a quarter of a cup plus a tablespoon. Then get an adult to help you start up the stove. Make sure you get an adult's help the whole time that you're working on the stovetop. Next up, you're going to add 3 packets of gelatin to the 75 milliliters of water. Get an adult's help to mix it all up. Let the mixture simmer over the stovetop until thickened. It should look like this when swirled. Turn off the stove and let the mixture sit until it clears up. Next, pour your mixture into a container to let it cool down. As you can see, your mixture no longer has any bubbles and instead appears like a clear, gooey liquid. Now for the fun part! Scoop out your plastic from its original container. We left ours overnight, so yours might be softer if you mold it right away. Neo didn't really like the smell. What was liquid yesterday is now a solid. It's become a flexible material that you can bend, stretch, and even rip. Using a dull knife and having adult supervision nearby, you can cut your gelatin plastic into different shapes. Neo cut out the first letter of his name. Keep going and see what you can create. Can you guess what I'm cutting out here? Now that you've made your shapes, leave them overnight to set. If you want to change your shapes, microwave the plastic until it melts. The gelatin will return to its original liquid state and is ready to be remolded. After leaving the shapes overnight, this is what it looks like. Now our gelatin acts like a hard plastic does. We created the letters in the word STEAM. So how does it all work? We asked our friends over at Flavorful Science if they could explain a little bit more about the engineering side of creating your own bioplastic and also what a plastic is in the first place.
I'm Norbert Banyi from Flavorful Science. Today we made bioplastics, an alternative to the plastics we currently use from kitchen ingredients. First off, let's figure out what counts as a plastic. Plastics are materials that are malleable, meaning they can be bent, and able to be modeled into a solid object. Most plastics that are used to make plastic bags or water bottles are made out of compounds bonded super tightly to one another. This means that they do not break down over time. This has led to pollution as people use plastics then just throw them away. Our polymer is made out of gelatin. Gelatin is made of animal protein that's linked together. When we dissolved these proteins in hot water, the bonds between the molecules that are holding the gelatin as a solid were broken apart. We then transferred this liquid into a container and left it to harden. As it cooled, the protein molecules start to form bonds between one another, and this creates a solid again. Before the material completely cools, it is malleable and can fit to a container. This means that it is a plastic. The best part about gelatin is that it is biodegradable and will break down over time, meaning that we can put it into the compost when we are done with it, and it won't end up in our environment like most plastics do.
Hopefully you know a little bit more about engineering bioplastics. Thanks so much, and we really hope that you try out this experiment. Be sure to send us your very own bioplastic creations at STEM_files on Instagram. Thank you so much to Flavorful Science for help with this video. Thanks for watching, please subscribe, like, and share, and stay tuned for more Summer of STEAM 2019 videos.
If you want to see more science experiments you can do with kitchen ingredients, follow me on my Instagram and Facebook at Flavorful Science.